All right, I think we made it. So happy Wonder Wednesday, everyone. Apologies, we're very late today. Our guest speaker was having some issues with the internet, so we were just troubleshooting that in the background. But nevertheless, I'm super happy to finally be here and be starting our stream. So if you've been following our community here at Floxies, we've been running a whole series of events based on design systems because we think that is one of the resources that designers really should be learning about from very early stages, because can definitely help them be more organized with their designs and their further development as well. So I can see Loren, Bianca in the chat. Hi girls, apologies for the wait, and without further ado, let me get into the Gather Town space where so that I can meet the others. Here we go, and let's get started. All right, we made it. We're live. We're all here. So it's great to have you all here for our Wonder Wednesday. Thank you so much, Wafa, for being back with us today. I know that you've been one of our speakers in the past for these kind of events based on design systems. You were definitely one of our favorite experts here, and so we're very happy to have you back. And today, I know that you're having some kind of issues with the internet and Gather. They're not communicating very well, so I hope that this could be a smooth experience for everyone. Are you able to share your screen?
I mean, I should be able to. First of all, it's been a pleasure to come back and do this again. I know there's been technical difficulties, so I guess everyone has to be patient
Yes,
because I've
today is very Patience Day. It's all good. We're all chilled. And we were also thinking of splitting this event into two parts anyway, because it's going to be maybe a lengthy one, but we'll see where we get to today.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So let me know when you guys can see my screen.
Yep, I can see a screen.
Good. So I think I'm just gonna directly jump into the Floxies Figma file. Do
Mm-hmm.
everyone have access? How are we So are you in, or you like? I want to know, like, what are we thinking? How are we gonna go about this?
I can join, and you can direct me, or I can just follow what you
Sure.
do. However
Let
you
me see.
think is most impactful for everyone here.
Sure. Okay. So basically, I think so. This is what was shared by Claudia. So
I
what
told you it
I
wasn't much.
I mean, it's actually good. We're starting with less components because, again, like we're going to build the foundation and then you're going to add on more components as we go. All right. So, first thing, what I like to do is set up the pages because I know, like, if we go on the side, we're going to start thinking about organizing it. So, right now, obviously, I work with a company that has a lot of child sites. So then the workflow is a bit different. So here, what I will do, I will keep my components in the same file, styles in the same file, and then the web, and the actual the screen of the website as well, just because it's a smaller scale project. Um, and then that's why, unless you're planning on creating more website, different multiple website, then I would take a different approach. So again, that question is for you, Claudia. How would you like to do that?
Yeah, I think it would be great if we could have a base that we could ideally utilize for multiple websites, so that it
Okay.
has a kind of a Floxies touch. Because, whenever we get a lot of beginners, designers, or just people that want to practice. And so for me,
Mhm.
it would be great if I could just share this template with them and say, hey, here's a design system that you can start from to work on this project together.
Right.
If you think that's a good
So
idea. Also,
I
I
think
might have a hint on why you're lagging a little bit. Look at all the apps you have open. You have Photoshop, Illustrator, Maps.
okay. I can calculating that, but yeah, I mean, like I was just in a meeting before, and it just
That might be why.
yeah, I know I have like ton of things open all the time. I can try. quitting and see if that helps.
I can see you better already. Look at that magic.
Yeah. See that?
Free up that RAM.
Yeah. Okay. So, all right, let's see. How are we, okay, I think I got a clear idea. So we are going to, if you remember, if any of you guys remember, I did the first presentation where I said we're going to have a design system separate and then we're going to have a working file. So when I say working file, it will just going to borrow those component or, take the child component from a master component file. So I think, I got a clear idea how we're going to approach this. So I think first we're going to create 2 pages, and let's actually make 3. Um, so I'm going to call the first one probably like we could call that like we could add a really nice cover. Maybe I'll just call it cover. And then the second page will contain maybe some brand guidelines, because again, like you want to start with some, or even like guidelines how to use that, so it could be called overview. So I'll leave it up to you. But then we also need to have one page dedicated for showcasing all of your styles.
Mm-hmm.
Usually I would divide, but again, I feel like still it's I would have like color, typography, and I think you guys can go like you guys can go in Figma community, look at other design system, and there it's not set on a stone. So again, I'm taking a simpler approach because I don't want to complicate this, really like the basic level, and then you guys can divide your components into much bigger categories and stuff like that. Sometimes our list gets really long, right? So what I like to do, you could try multiple things. Like I sometimes use that's not, so I could use like these, even though these are just pages, so I could use that as a divider. So I'm just gonna drag that under, like, here's my cover, my brand guidelines, and then I could also like duplicate this page and let's just say over here one more.
That's really clever. I like that.
And then here's another fun part. Let me show you guys. Maybe you guys are like, because sometimes there's so many things to find, and you just sometimes icons and these things help. And I hope I didn't forget this. Please command. No. See, I'm just trying. Yep, there it is. So it was, sorry guys, it's command, option, and spacebar. Let me double check if that was the one. Sorry, it was command, control, spacebar. And it's not popping up.
What is it meant to do?
Computer is really slow. So what it does, it opens a little pop-up, and it'll let you add emojis or little icons. So you
Yes.
can, sometimes we use this to tell that person I'm working like this page, I'm on it, and I'm in progress. There's a lot of little emojis or icons you can add into it. There you go, it worked. So you guys see that here. I'll just use the components just to indicate that I have all of my master component in there. So you guys can really play around with your design system. So the first step is to get your pages organized how you would like to do that.
Mm-hmm.
Um, we'll do the cover later, but I think I have everything in here. But then we're gonna move on from there. The first thing I would like to add is the colors. So there's a step, because first we're gonna add all the styles. That includes our typography and also our color palette. But I think before I add typography, I prefer doing colors. So what I would just simply do, I will go on the side, and I'm gonna click on this, and I will let Claudia really. So you've already added a bunch of colors. Are the correct colors?
I basically just exported the colors that we currently have on our website. So the three main colors, like the accent, and some
Hmm.
varieties of them.
Before I export, actually, it looks like they're coming from a different library. Is that right?
Oh, Yeah, don't
They're
worry.
not.
Yeah.
I'm going to turn off this library because I want to create local colors.
Yeah.
So you can go into the book and make sure nothing is turned on.
Mm-hmm.
So now technically I see locally there are no colors. So anytime you are setting up a design system, you got to make sure these all the colors should be coming from here. So let's just say here I'm going to. Would you consider that's your primary color?
That's the
Is that
background. Yeah,
Um,
that's the background of the sites.
all right. I think I'm just gonna call it a shot, and I will just call. I will give again. I'm just gonna make up this whatever I'm looking at this. So how about I just call that Floxies? All right. I'm gonna say color slash. Actually, sorry. I'm just trying to think how I do this so that
Mm-hmm.
I can just simply call it dark, um, or maybe Floxies, dark blue, just that right now. Yeah, something going on in the background. That's why it's been dark. Um, so I think that's where Claudia, I may need you for this. Maybe just text on it.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna call this primary. I'm gonna call this primary and then slash. So what it'll do is gonna put in a folder called primary, and there will be like dark blue.
Mm-hmm.
Um, or we could remove Floxies or just keep it dark blue too. Like you can name it the way you want to. The fun part is that you could just call like you can have really fun names,
Yeah.
and that could be like you can go about it. So here you could see if I click on the side, now their color styles created. Under the primary, you have dark blue. Now I think I would just call them all primary. So you can have multiple primary colors. So then I'm going to create another and then I'm just going to call it blue. Right now I'm not putting it in the folder. Just you can by adding a slash, or I would just um, I'm just continue to add all the colors one by one.
Mm-hmm.
Is it magenta, pink, or do you have any preference on it?
That's our main. I guess it's like our accent because we use it for CTAs and
Right.
like
Okay.
yeah.
Yeah, we can organize it. So even I would you consider this gray to be this light purple to be your secondary colors? I mean, like
Yeah.
again, okay. So I think I'm going to just add that as purple. For that, I need to folder. So secondary, um,
And so
purple.
when you're using the slash, you're putting them into a folder. Just to
Mhm.
remind everyone here.
Yep. So you can see right now there are two. Oh, I need to. Oh, so I've done this. Now I can just bring those down into my folder because I was just feeling a little lazy about it. So here now I have three colors with primary and one color is secondary. The white color I would treat it different just because, and I think I'll talk about this. So many times, what I would do, I've learned it over the years that it's good to have background colors and text colors separate. And it could be one white using in two different places. It doesn't matter. It could be two blues. You could have text a different I mean repeated color but in different folders. Because when you're gonna link those colors to type, then let's just say if you want to update to purple later, so you just have to you want all the typography get updated, but you don't want your white background get updated or stuff like that. So that's why it's always a good idea so to add white. um
Yeah.
I don't work this slow, guys, just so you know. It's good.
It's fine. You're fighting against.
Yep, okay. So I'm gonna say first I want to add this background, um, and I'm just gonna call it white, um, and then I'm going to detach it again, and I'm gonna make another folder, and I'm gonna call this. Let me see. Oops. Text slash white. And I'll show you guys. Look at my text spelling. Okay. I'll show you guys what it did, what I
Mm-hmm.
did. So I like to keep my text colors on top. It's just my preference, but if you guys, then I have my background colors. Then I have my primaries and secondaries, and then you can add your tints and shades and all that. Um, but I think one color that is super because it's added here, so I'm just gonna say I think you can just to be safe, always can have black color. I mean, you will need it. Like, that's the thing. You need to always have black color. So I think what I will do, I'm just going to add a black color real quick. Let's just say you can go update later, but I'm
Yeah.
just pick up some black color and then I'm going to add that. I don't know why I keep clicking on. Sorry,
I have a reminder for Wafa.
Google just reminding me of something, not telling me exactly what. So, um,
I feel like today's Wafa versus the machines.
Right, so I've added two text colors. There's white and there's black. And for background, I just kept this one. Um, and now what I will do, I will just go onto that design. And that's probably like I like to do. It's kind of fun in a way. So when I'm gonna select this whole screen, it's showing me a bunch of colors, right?
Mm.
Those are not connected. So I could see some of them. I see, oh, there's a nice gradient. I know you're using this gradient. So there's also, so now if I use white, actually, I don't know where that color is being used. So many times, hold on, let me go select that again. So I can see exactly, it'll highlight for me exactly where it's been used.
Okay. Yes, probably the text and some background.
Okay. So see, I would differentiate it later, not right now. So I'm not going to update that. I'm actually going to look at the colors that I have not added. I've already added this, and then we have not added this gradient. So there's those gradients are usually used for background. Is that right, or not really? Or
Yeah. For the background, yeah.
just to be safe, I will make a separate section by gradient.
Yeah, and
And
this could be just, general starting point because we're also thinking of, just redesigning the whole website. And so it's good to learn, how do we start? So, for example, I absolutely love the fact, that you're showing how to get organized, on the right panel. Because I always look at my left, and I thought it was super cool the way that you showed us, the emoji, the trick about using the divider with the page. But I never thought about organizing my right.
yeah,
I didn't know you could move them around at all. So it's good to
yeah.
know best practice.
Hmm. I mean, like for me, I feel like I organize first, then I start working. So
Yeah.
it's like it's kind of weird thing. I won't function if things are not organized. So then I do feel like when things are organized, you know where to find it. So you just move faster, and you
Mm-hmm.
just So one thing I can also do right now, I feel like I'm trying to understand how many colors are there because the palette is not well, defined, but I'm gonna click on the side just to see what things I've added. So we do have some gradients. And would you say, Claudia, are those all the right colors or?
Yeah, I think it's a safe bet for now.
Yeah, so I do see some extra blues, and then I think I would add like these three shades. Is let's just say like
And
as and I think there's one more blue. Oh, it's the same one.
I think it's the
So
little flowers at the top.
right, okay. All right. So, but yeah, I would still go ahead and add those. So I'll just call them like tint,
Yeah, because
right?
they're
Those
all
are
different shades of kind of the main
right.
three. Yeah.
Yep. Blue, and then I'll just call it one. And then I think there are a ton of plugins if you want to add new palettes. Even if you can go to different design system and you're like, oh, I like their color palette, and you can export their whole color palette in your system. So do you want me to go and find you one? Like, we could try that too, but it's really, or that could be something, or maybe just my goal is to, do that way, so that
Yeah.
we can, later you can add on, really quick ones. But okay, let's see. There is one. Um,
Yeah, don't worry. I think I have one of them. I use color palette. It's really I think it's called image palette, and that's really cool because you can use that for images as well. Like if you
okay.
have a picture
Mhm,
from Unsplash, I usually use nature as my reference because especially birds. I love birds so
mhm.
much, and I feel like they have the perfect palette. And so, just to just to tell everyone here, let me just I'm just gonna pull one quickly. Plugin Unsplash. Oh, I should do a rectangle first. Bird. I don't know. I'm just gonna drop this here. Okay, I didn't even need that rectangle. All right. So, for example, we have this bird. Don't worry, Wafa. I'm gonna delete it. I'm not gonna mess up with your
No,
very
no,
well
no,
organized. And
no,
then
go ahead. Doing the right thing there, so you're good.
I use this plugin called Image Palette, and there you go. It gives you a palette out of this image, which
Hmm.
could be more accurate, but I think it's really cool. I use it a lot with
Yeah.
birds.
Yeah. There is one plugin. I think it's called Designer. Do you want to pull that up? Because I know my computer is too slow right now,
Yeah,
and one I've been take a adding. So if you can pull up the plugins called Designer,
yeah. I'm gonna
and then
download it first.
like I personally, like, I work for a company where they give us all the colors, but if I'm working for a project where I get to start with the scratch colors, I mean, coming from scratch, I would use definitely that plugin.
Is it
Or there,
Designer
yes,
Exporter or
the designer color or something like that.
Color Designer?
Something like that, yeah.
Oh yeah, I got it. Yeah,
Sometimes there's so many plugins, it's hard to remember.
I know. I have an unlimited list.
Oh,
The plugin generates shades, tints, and color harmony based on selected layers or local styles. Okay.
mhm.
Oh, nice. So I guess if I go back to our space
You
and
know what? I realize I'm the one. Oh, it's working. I'm the one who's sharing the
sharing the
screen,
screen.
and we don't get to see. Um, Let me see if I can pull that up.
But yeah, oh, that's really cool. Yeah.
And
Uh,
I think there's so many. So you could just, come up with really nice palettes. Like, if you, there you go. We
yeah,
can
that's
show.
the one.
So, so what happens is, like, because you may want to add, let's just say, I have this like as my main purple, and I would like to have different, tints of those. So I think if I select that, it will give me a list of those tints, and then I can, you can view it online, and here is, like, I can copy paste and bring it here, and you know and have a very extensive palette. Or
Mm-hmm.
one other, oh, sorry, I think I just got out of it in a second. And not just that, you guys can also have tints and then shades are very helpful, especially when you are trying to, you can stay within your brand of colors, but but it really helps you in a way to have different tints. And I think it's just, so here's when I would go shades will be much more darker tone, and then you can really multiply how many different shades you need. And then also the color harmony, so any complementary colors that go well with those colors. um Designers are crazy about these. They will just stick to the complementary and
That's
all that.
really nice. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
either that or birds.
Yep. And then, just like you said, if I search for bird, it should be able to, grab some color.
Oh, look how beautiful.
It's just taking me to a web page. It took me to the stock photos.
Yeah,
Yeah. So, but yeah, I mean, you can, you can click on it and the view palette of any of those colors, and yeah,
that's really
just
cool.
in future you're planning on expanding your color palette. Okay.
Which we definitely will. But going back to our design system guides.
So now we have text, we have background, we got like basic colors, and I'm happy with it. Now, the next thing I will do is add my type styles. So to do that, I will just simply go and then looks like this is my H1, and you can tweak it. I like to round things. If you set on 61, then it could be 61, but would that be okay if it's 62? So
Yeah.
you know I'm just saying it, like I personally like eights table, so I just whatever. I think 64 would be the right one, but I'm not gonna
Yes.
tweak so much. But
Feel
you're
free
gonna
to butcher it as much as you want.
you have a copy for that. Actually, I should have, or that's the original file.
Oh, no, no, no. We do have a copy for it. Don't worry.
Okay, good. I just want to make sure I'm not. So I'm going to here create a style, and then I'm just gonna call it. Now here is like you could call it like headings, because I like to divide it in the folder, and I'm gonna use it all lowercase just because hopefully it helps you when we do all lowercase when you guys transfer your design in Webflow. So I'm gonna create a
Smart.
style, so that's linked. Um, and then we have, let's just say, are you using let's just say, ideally, now we can call this like H2. So I'm just going to quickly, I'm not going to make a folder each time if I made it once. So then later I can drag it in. Um, and then I have more headings. I'm just going to scan through all the headings, and this looks good. I mean, this looks different. And I feel like, is there H3? Because I feel like that's probably the fourth level, but I just want to make sure
Yeah.
uh, you're using the same headings. Let's just call it H3 for now. But in future you can change it up and then add a new heading.
Mm-hmm.
All right. I don't know. Are you adding it because you selected it?
Yeah, and I was just checking what it was. Also, this was like one of the first, I think, one of the first drafts that we had. So it's a little bit messy. But I
Okay.
thought the messier, the more fun for you to fix.
It is. It is. I feel like a lot of people, when they get involved with the design system, they're going to get a messy file. So I think that's just a perfect example of, just showing them how to get them, organized. So now I'm going to select this font, in which I believe you are using it everywhere. So
Mm-hmm.
I'm just going to call this font. So that's going to be a different folder. I call it like body, and then I could call it like regular, because this is like, or we sometimes call it body base or body text, because that's where you're using it. I also noticed all of your button fonts are like uppercase, so you can so there's a many ways of doing this, but right now I will just ensure that everybody is like, I would call it like button. Oops, where did it go? Actually, I just changed the text of your button.
And for people that are following this hands-on workshop, let us know if you have any questions at any point. I know
Yes.
that we've been running this whole series on design systems for over a month now, but I was just saying, in my intro that I think it's ever so important for any level of, designer that you might be right now to have a grasp understanding of design systems, because I think in another live that I hosted as well, I was saying that I started noticing how this could also be a job itself, design system designer. I've seen job adverts that people specifically were looking for experts in design systems or people that had experience creating one. And so it's an important skill to have and acquire.
I agree with
and even you, Wafa, you were saying that you get a lot of messages of people asking to do the design system for them or as a service, and so there's an opportunity there.
Mm-hmm. For sure, yeah. I mean, I feel like a lot of people want to do this, but they need like a little bit of hand holding, like how do I get started?
Yeah.
And stuff like this. But yeah, I mean, I think there's a huge need for it. And it's like, I just need to get more organized, see how can I help people and really figure it out. So all right, let's just quickly, so we have these buttons right here, and I just want to make sure if you're using the same text, yes or no. Okay. Is- Yep, I feel like this is the same text. So we've added all the typography so you guys can see. We've got heading, body, button, which is like pretty straightforward. Um, Now, once I have added all these things, the next step that I will do, I will go back to my pages, and below this, I'm going to create one more page, and it's called local components. So these components that I will be making, they are just going to be like local. So when I say they are not going to part of your design, they are more you displaying that information within your design system. So again, let's just start with, because you will be creating a frame, and then you will be needing a title of the each frame. Let me call that like that. Let's see, this is a title, and then I'm going to apply my text style, which is H1. It's too big, so let's stick with this one. And then I'm going to put this in auto layout. And that I could just call it a header. I can call this a frame header. And then I'll give it a color, this color maybe. Feel free to change. It's just, is it supposed to, did I type all uppercase or it was probably, no, it is all uppercase. All of your headings.
The font. I think it's the font itself that it's all uppercase.
All right. I would, just because uppercase reading sometimes there's been a UX study that sometimes uppercase are hard to read. Okay. So I suggest for this that I will probably detail this.
Let's change it.
No, you can keep it for the headings, fine. But what I would do, I would just add another style where, it's like this, and then let me see if I can link that up with this, and then so how about I make this H3, and then what I'm going to do, I can edit my other one, because if you remember, I have two now, two H3s, so I could just go in and click on that, and then I could say this is going to be my H4 now, and then this one right here, which is like bold, and this one, let's just play around, and I'll give it some other size. So 48, let's call it 40, and we did this. Perfect. Okay, cool. So that is my title, and then I think I would like to add a line below. So to create a line, we could just use actual line, and I will let's see, bring it in the E is missing. Okay. And I'm just gonna do this and color again. I'm linking it to this. Let's just say that we did this. Now I've got this header, and then I can make this as main component. And you can also have like so what I will do now. This is my like I can make a copy of this, and then here now, what if I need to do a subheading? So I'm just gonna say H4. That's like a subheading, and I mean right now I'm not gonna do uppercase for this. I'm gonna detach this and then create a brand new component. Detach, making a brand new component. So this could be my H1 heading, and this could be my um, H2 heading. Oops. All right, when you're going to publish your design system, again, these are for you to use. You don't want other people using it. So I would suggest that, just put a period in the front so it doesn't get published in the design system.
Oh, that's right. I forgot that tip. So, yeah.
Yeah, this is a very important one because you don't want to see, and you will be making a lot of base components, and then you got to make sure that you're doing this. So I'm just gonna actually update this and just say oops.
It would be nice, I guess, to have a sort of cheat sheet, just have a little card or a component whenever you're starting off with a design system that tells you the rules. Maybe you could do that. That could be your product.
Yeah. Definitely, I do have my own checklist, right? Even like if right now I'm creating a like a huge enterprise level design system, and then sometimes I would give other designer a checklist. Like you got to make sure you go in this order so that they don't miss out. But yeah, this is something definitely. I feel like maybe if you're gonna do next meeting, just for you guys to do a checklist. Okay, I've done this, I've done that. Like as you creating it, and I'm sure there must be out there as well. So.
True.
But yeah, I'm happy to provide one in our next session. Okay, now since I have a main component, let's just say how I will use this now. I'm just gonna I'm getting an instance out. I think we talked about it here. The 4 little diamonds mean it's a master component. You don't mess with it unless you want to change something. But then you really want to use instances. So I'm going to take this instance, go to my component right here, and I'm going to make a frame. And let me quickly say, so I'm going to put this in auto layout right now, just for right now. And that will call like my, let's say the first frame we're going to make is going to be about illustrations, because I notice you have a lot of illustrations.
Yeah, that's one of the things that I think I can do. Anything else?
Yeah.
It's a
You make
mystery.
illustrations?
Yeah, I drew them.
Oh, nice. So I'm just gonna quickly. I know I'm gonna hug it later, just to guys show you. I'm gonna fill container this. Give me a second. We can fill contain this. And then let's give it a nice background fill. See, I'm using all of my colors right now. So the first frame I will like display is illustrations. So we can, we can make it look pretty later. Like I feel like I want to get the basics set up, and then we can play around, do like fun things with it, design wise and everything. You can make other changes, but now you have like the first frame set up. And what I will do, I will actually go back to your file, and I can start thinking about. So you do already have logos, and sorry, you do have logos, right? So I think I wouldn't mess with anything. So I'm gonna turn this logo into a master component, and I'm also going to do the same and turn this into master component. Actually, let's focus on the logos before we go to illustrations. So once you've created two variations of the logo, the first thing I would do is make sure your logo's colors are linked or not. So it looks like I've already added those colors. So I'm just gonna, pick, and it shouldn't change anything. Just keep an eye because we already have this blue. We already have this purple. Did we not add this? We did not add this purple. So I would like to, because it looks like it's one of the, so how I would add this, I'm just going to go in. Um, and actually this purple should, because it's in the logo, I would add it as a primary. So I
Okay.
know there's a secondary purple, and then there's a primary purple. So I'm just gonna create a style. And then what I will do, I will just drag that, add in my primary purples, like, like this.
Mm-hmm.
So, let's see. So then, if you guys remember, I'm going to turn this as variants, and I'm just gonna call like Floxies um, logo, and it will have two variations. The first variation is going to be, we could say, do you want
Round.
like the, I mean, you could say like, is it like a dark theme and the light theme kind of a thing, or just
Yeah.
we could just say fill, like,
Mm-hmm.
there's one that has a fill, one doesn't.
Yeah.
So then this one has fill, and I can just say yes, and I believe this one doesn't have a fill, so that is a good indication that you don't have. So no. So now I have these logos. So actually, I'm just gonna take it with me because we're gonna go to our components. I think instead of illustration, I can make a different frame for that. So I'm just gonna paste these logos right there. It should come in. Oh, they're big. Okay. And I made quite small. So I think what I could do. Are they big? Like, what size is this? I didn't even realize.
Yeah, I didn't realize it was that big. Shouldn't be. Oh, maybe it's
Um,
because it's the social media logos that we use.
so you could also have like multiple variations if that's like, and I think many times, actually, I want to see the alignment of this thing too.
Deconstructing everything.
Yeah. I mean, that's like, so I would
You're
give it
like
a
a
little,
scientist of design.
as the other designers I work with, I just go so much in detail, and I would find
I love
they're
that.
not necessarily they're not necessarily happy about it. So,
I have to
so
say, after your event, we had Lauren from Figma, and she showed us a couple super helpful plugins. And I was telling her about the event that we had with you, and she watched it, and she was like, I was so impressed with Wafa. Like, she knows
cool.
her stuff. I was like, yep.
Oh, awesome. Good to know. I know I've been wanting to watch all of these, but especially the design token talk. That was like something that I'm very actively, exploring, and would like to definitely learn more. Like what else is going on there. So,
I'm very
so
happy to make an introduction as well. Like, if you want to meet Anshul, I'd be happy to connect you
yeah.
guys.
Sure, sure, yes, definitely. So what I just did, and again, I want to walk you guys through many times. Like for instance, right now I have two variations, and they're too big. Let's just say you will be designing for mobile. I don't know. I don't want to mess with this, but what I would do is I would just make. You can go in within your variations, and if you just want to create one more variation with even like a different size that you will use. So I'm going to use. Let's just say I'm going to make three more variations. So here's my second, and then I can really play. I'm going to add this into an auto layout, by the way. So Sorry about that. Actually, you know what? I should have done that before. I didn't realize this logo is not in auto layout. So I'm gonna pull
Also,
this
I think
out.
one of them, I think this one here is a PNG, so it's not.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's the issue.
Do you wanna use turn this in auto layout? I feel like
Yeah.
that would
Let's do it. Let's
be
do it.
the best way. Yeah, let's do that because I feel like why not? Like why use PNG when you
Mm-hmm.
already have the this. So I think the first I'm gonna detach this. Okay, you cannot let's just say you have to detach it first for you to create a new one. So is this supposed to be like this?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. So I'm done. I'm not gonna mess with this. So now I'm just gonna create my first version, but it needs to be in auto layout. Did I add how much space? I think I added some space in between. Oh, there's some font.
Yeah, they're premium.
I yeah. How about I can group the selection and then try to put this in auto layout, and then I'll just call it logo. Um, and then I can make another variation of the same thing. And this time, what I will do, I will just fill this with the color. Actually, it's a different color. Did we not add this color? Oh, okay. I remember.
Is the
And again, this is a
background.
different blue. And then I would just add this. Right now it's just white, and then I'm gonna detach it, select this.
Is the I think it's the dark blue that we have in the style guide.
Is that because no, I don't think we have this blue, so I have to add this. So, or either update your dark blue.
Oh,
Do you
okay.
want me to
No, that's
update
fine.
that?
That's fine. That's fine.
Okay. So I think I'm gonna add one more blue because we want to make sure all the blues are added. Hopefully next time it's not my computer. I have to do something about it.
That's fine. I mean, I'm always, so grateful to have these events anyway. So, whatever precious time we can get out of you, it's amazing.
It's also naming this blue, and then we can work on creating different. Like I think sometimes associated fun blue names is fun, so we'll think about it. I know there are two blues at the moment, but um, so I could see the font is a bit smaller on this one, so I think I will try to. I think I don't have this font. I may not be able to do that. Maybe Claudia, can you make that font smaller? Maybe for me, like around the same size.
Yeah.
And in fact, this needs to be smaller too. So just want to make sure we stick to the.
Yeah.
Again, I'm eyeballing it. I'm not sure if it's
Yeah, me too.
all right. Okay, cool. So this. Oh, can you if you have this font, I would use that to add a style and call it a display or something.
Display.
Display, yeah, display slash H1 or because sometimes we do use fonts that are very rare. It's just for display purposes, like you are going to do some posters and stuff like that. So I think that would be nice to have that added.
Yeah. I think I did it, but let me know if I've done it wrong.
Let's see. So yes, you have added, and I like to put display on top of the heading. It's just the way
Yeah.
I work this because it makes more sense.
Let me make it all small because I don't like that capital D. Now that you got me OCD mode.
Good, good.
On top of the heading.
All right. And then now what we will do is I feel like we can go smaller on this because I don't know. To me, it looks like still is bigger.
Yeah, okay. Let's see. More or less.
H293.
Yeah, more or less. Just eyeball.
Yeah. Okay. So what I did, I just added let me do that. So you see what I just did? I added some radius to our square.
Mm-hmm.
Instead of making a circle, it's still a square, and it's like now you have like SVG version of both.
Yeah. Perfect.
And just again, it's a suggestion. I would like to keep both of my frames same sizes. So if you're replacing from one to another, so it's just a good practice to have both of the frames same sizes.
Mm-hmm.
So for instance, if it's 307 in height, let's see if I can say fixed height. And then this also like 297. So I mean, I would round this to I don't know 298.
Mm-hmm.
Not gonna give a change, but just rounding. And this is 298 as well. Perfect. Um, and now I will, because I feel like now it's ready to be components. Oops. And then I will combine as variants. And I can work here, it doesn't matter. It's like, and now if you guys remember, we were like making copies of these and then copy of these. Like I'm gonna just take this same one and then just make it smaller.
Yeah.
Right now I'm just gonna resize real quick. But I would like you may wanna update the font sizes on these, and then we're just gonna quickly make the whoops, I have to do this properties, new properties. So if you remember, before we had a property where we asked whether it's a fill, yes or no.
Yeah.
So then we're gonna say these two are fill, right? And then we're also gonna say these two are no fill.
Mm-hmm.
But then we also have a size. So then now we could create a new property, and I'm gonna say new variant, and I'm gonna call this size. And here I could say these two sizes are large, and these two sizes are small.
Yeah. And by the way, it's not letting me move the folder, the display, the text style is not letting me move it up on top of the heading. I don't know why.
Okay, I'm gonna check it out. So I'm gonna remove this one because I know, and then I'm just gonna put that in, and let's just say I'm gonna say I need. So I'm gonna just say that. By the way, this is need to say logo. I should say brand logo. And that being said, like if you remember, I had a second heading as well. So now below you can always hold on, let me just add. Yep. Is it lagging as well? I don't know why.
Yeah, not for me.
So did I got out? Did I?
Yes, you exited the Figma, but I think it's also, it's fine because
Yeah.
we're a little bit
Yeah.
running out of time, so that's
Mhm.
absolutely fine.
Mhm.
You can also stop sharing the screen if you want, so
Yeah.
that
I'll
will
do that.
that might help.
Yeah, actually, what's going on? My computer is so slow, and I click so fast, like, and then I'm clicking all on the wrong directions. So it's just, yeah, it's kind of annoying too. So,
Oh, but
all
it's
right,
absolutely fine. Thank you so much. Let me know when you're up to do part two. No pressure whatsoever. We can align
sure.
our schedule, and looking forward to
I
it.
um I will be out next whole week, and then
Mm-hmm.
Friday maybe I'll just touch base with you
Mm-hmm.
if we could do this Friday.
We're
Okay.
gonna do an impromptu surprise, so stay tuned
Yeah.
with our community. We're a little bit crazy this week.
Mhm.
All right. Well, thank you so much, Wafa. I absolutely loved it, and yeah, I'll see you next time.
All right. Bye, everyone.
Bye. Thank you. Thank you, everyone. We'll let you know when the next part two will be. Alrighty. And until then, I will see you in our Discord. So stay tuned. Bye bye.
Bye.